All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So let's jump straight into the news for today. I've got a bunch of interesting stories for you guys. This past weekend, there was a big pro bodybuilding show known as the BigMan Weekend. So this BigMan Weekend show was held in Spain, and this was yet another opportunity for bodybuilders to qualify for the 2019 Mr. Olympia. So in this lineup, you had a pretty decent lineup here of guys that were still trying to qualify, including guys like Josh Arnold, Akeem Williams, James Hollingshead, Rafael Brandao. A lot of guys that have been doing shows relatively recently that have yet to qualify for the Olympia. Now, the two biggest standouts in this lineup to me were, of course, going to be Josh Arnold, who took 6th at the Arnold Classic Ohio just a few months ago now. Then Akeem Williams, who just recently took 2nd at the Indy Pro Show about a month ago. So those were probably the two biggest names that were in this show trying to qualify for the Olympia. And these are two guys that obviously we want to see on the Olympia stage. We want to see what Akeem Williams can do in an Olympia lineup at his best. We want to see what Josh Arnold can do at the Olympia again, because it's been a while since he's been there. And I think overall, Josh looked pretty good here. So Josh ended up winning this show and qualifying for the 2019 Olympia. So we will be seeing Josh at the Olympia. At the Arnold Classic Ohio, I think the main problem with Josh was the conditioning. Again, we've talked about this a couple times. Doesn't have the prettiest physique or the prettiest structure, but Josh is a guy, when he comes in with crazy conditioning, he's a really standout bodybuilder. And around 2016, when he was competing more frequently and he was just hitting the pro scene, in the beginning, the main conversation about Josh was the crazy grainy quality that he had to his physique. Many people comparing him to a very in shape Dorian Yates type of physique. He had that grainy look, a lot of gnarly, dense muscle. And with that crazy conditioning, it made him a very dangerous bodybuilder with all that size while also looking very, very sharp. And that's one of, really what his calling cards were, was that crazy conditioning. And I think at the Arnold Classic, where he took 6th, his conditioning wasn't really where it was in the past. And then he followed that up with a 4th place finish at the Arnold Classic Australia, which I think actually surprised a lot of people. I think a lot of people had him placing higher at the Arnold Australia because he did kind of have the home field advantage, meaning he didn't have to travel as far as some of the other bodybuilders did. That long flight to Australia can be something that really prevents people from coming in shape, might give them jet lag, might make them retain water, et cetera, the stress of a flight like that. So a lot of people felt, myself included, that Josh would have had the home field advantage at the Arnold Australia and would have possibly been a favorite to win that show. Now, like I said, I do think Josh looked good here at this BigMan Weekend show. It wasn't the deepest lineup ever. It certainly wasn't an Olympia or an Arnold Classic caliber lineup. And I think Josh did deserve the victory here. But I think overall, if he's looking to place higher at the Olympia and he's looking to really make a statement, his conditioning is still something that he needs to work on based on the past couple shows that we've seen him do. I think the conditioning that he's been bringing lately isn't the conditioning that we've seen from him in the past, and isn't the conditioning that he's going to need to really do well at the Olympia. So even though he looked good here, I think he deserved the win. I think he beat Akeem Williams and the other guys fair and square. I think the conditioning that he brought here still wouldn't be an Olympia caliber of conditioning that would secure him a top 6, top 7 type of spot. Now, I think Rafael Brandao is another guy worth talking about in this lineup. So Josh took 1st, Akeem took 2nd, James Hollingshead took 3rd, Eddie Brecamontes took 4th. Rafael Brandao slipped down to 5th here, and he still has yet to qualify for the Mr. Olympia. I think he's one of the most talked about competitors that has yet to qualify for the Olympia. I think a lot of people really like his physique. The flow to his physique, the look to his physique is very aesthetic. He's got a great V-taper, a very small waist. A lot of fans of Rafael Brandao out there, and he has yet to qualify. So it's going to be a question of if he's going to continue competing or if he's going to take time off to put size on his physique in order to be a bigger threat in future shows, or if he's just going to continue competing and try to qualify on points for the 2019 Olympia. But in either case, I feel like a lot of people really want to see Rafael compete at the Olympia. He's got a lot of Brazilian fans and a lot of international fans as well, because his physique is just so different from the other physiques that we're used to seeing in men's open pro bodybuilding. So congrats to Josh for finally securing that Olympia qualification. I look forward to seeing the package that he's going to be able to bring to the 2019 Olympia. I think he's still going to do very well, and I think he knows that his conditioning needs a little bit of work. I'm not trying to be overly critical of his physique. That's just what I noticed. I think he's looked a lot sharper in the past and needs to look a lot sharper than he looked here if he wants to do very well and make a statement at the Olympia. So the next story that I have for you guys today is going to be some Lee Priest related news. So you guys may or may not know Lee Priest has been with a supplement company for the past maybe 5 years now, a supplement company called Black Skull Nutrition. and he was at the Arnold Classic a couple years ago at their booth. And that was actually the first time that I met Lee Priest, was at that Black Skull booth at the Arnold Classic. So he was with them for a long time. He was kind of one of the bigger names associated with that company and really kind of became the face of that brand, in my opinion. But in a recent video just put out on the Sam's Fitness YouTube channel, kind of an interview with Lee Priest is talking about why he separated or left Black Skull Nutrition. So for those of you that haven't seen that video, he basically says that he left Black Skull and joined with his friend's supplement company. Aaron Lambo has a company called Mental Hamster, and that's who Lee Priest is signed with now. And he's no longer with Black Skull Nutrition. So he gave the reason that Black Skull, there's a couple things. Number one, he kind of mentioned that Black Skull had a track record of paying him late, not paying him on time, and he wasn't necessarily under contract for the past couple years with his affiliation with Black Skull. They were still paying him, but it would be late, and it wasn't really necessarily guaranteed because he didn't have an actual contract with the company. So he just kind of felt like, due to the late payments, not really taking it as seriously and not having him under a contract that would guarantee him that money, because really there's nothing stopping a supplement company from saying, okay, we're going to drop you or we're not going to pay you this month, because there's nothing in writing. So eventually he just ended up leaving. He also mentioned in that little interview that they had called him unprofessional at one point. So it does seem like there's a little bit of bad blood between Lee Priest and this Black Skull supplement company. But in any case, you know, we're big fans of Lee Priest on this channel. We wish Lee Priest the best. And I'm sure that anywhere that Lee Priest goes, or any company that Lee Priest works with, his fans will follow, and he's going to do very, very well, because he's one of the most, even though he's polarizing, he's one of the most popular bodybuilders on social media, and he's done a very good job of being able to stay relevant and stay active and stay in the conversation in the bodybuilding scene, because so many people want to see what Lee Priest still has to say because he's Lee Priest. So next up in the news, I wanted to give a shout out to my buddy Joseph Bania, the son of Arnold Schwarzenegger, for graduating college this past weekend. So everyone always jokes that whenever Joseph puts up a post on Instagram, it ends up in one of my news videos, because he posts so infrequently. And whenever he does post, I feel like it's kind of newsworthy. So I did want to give him a shout out in this video and congratulate him for graduating college. I believe he went to Pepperdine University. And of course, Arnold himself put up a post with his son at his graduation on Arnold's Instagram. So I thought that was pretty cool to see as well. I just think it was a kind of a feel-good story to put in this video here. Now, the next story that I have for you guys today, we've got some Big Ramy news for you guys. So Big Ramy went on an Instagram Live with his former coach, Dennis James. And one of the interesting parts about this Instagram Live was Big Ramy mentioned the fact that he had some surgery on his shoulder. So he's recovering from a shoulder surgery. But it's important to keep in mind here that Big Ramy is getting ready for the Tampa Pro in August. And that is the last opportunity to qualify for the 2019 Mr. Olympia. That is the last Olympia qualifier for the 19 Olympia. So Big Ramy is really cutting it close with this show. We've talked about this before. Dexter Jackson is also going to be in this show. And the Tampa Pro is essentially going to be a do or die moment for Big Ramy when it comes to whether or not he's going to be at the Olympia. So that's the big thing that's still up in the air. And a lot of people were kind of surprised and maybe even a little bit discouraged about the fact that Big Ramy had a shoulder surgery, and it's something that he needs to recover from before he can fully prep for this Tampa Pro, which again is a month before the Olympia. So the big speculation, is this shoulder surgery going to affect how Big Ramy looks at the Tampa Pro? Is it going to hinder him from winning? Is this something that's even noteworthy? Is it something he's going to recover from in just a couple of weeks? So it's just kind of another big question mark as to what's going to happen with Big Ramy in 2019 and if he's going to be able to qualify for the 2019 Olympia. So wishing Big Ramy the best. I hope he's able to recover fully from the shoulder surgery, and it's not going to be a very big deal at all. He goes in the Tampa Pro, wins in Tampa, and we see him at the 2019 Olympia. I think that's the best case scenario for everybody, and that's what bodybuilding fans really want to see. Now, the final story that I have for you guys today is the newest athlete signed to Redcon 1, Frank McGrath, which I think is a great choice. Frank has been with Animal for many, many years, and I think he was kind of the iconic face of animal nutrition, really. I mean, a lot of people just associate Animal with Frank McGrath and those classic old school ads that he did in black and white with Animal. I think he's probably one of the most iconic sponsored bodybuilders of all time, to be honest with you. So I think this was a fantastic addition to the Redcon 1 team. I really look forward to seeing what Frank's going to be able to do with Redcon, and I'm going to go ahead and roll Frank's announcement that he's signing with Redcon right here.
What's up, guys? Some big news for you today. As some of you may know, I've been without a sponsor for a little while now. I've been approached by a few different companies, but if I don't believe in what the company stands for, believe in their products, it's just something that I can't put my name behind. I believe that my integrity and my word should mean something. But I've been talking to the big man himself, Aaron Singerman, and you're looking at Redcon One's newest athlete. I couldn't be more excited to be part of the team, guys. I love Redcon. I love what these guys are doing. Lucky enough that I have some friends at Redcon, and I've been able to try some of their products. Everything I've tried, I've absolutely loved it. Excited to try everything else, and just excited to be a part of the team, and just want to say thanks to everybody.
So that's the video for today, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Comment in the comment section down below what you thought of it. And please subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed already. Thank you guys for watching. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.